Don't be
waiting
afraid.
for the red Triumph.
No! This is a sponsored vehicle by Ray from Motor City Mitsubishi. Do you two typically jump into a person's car that's parked casually having a conversation?
Not all the time, but sometimes when we see the head of the Whitby Chamber of Commerce, we come to attention and jump into any car we can.
I love that.
I am Joe Muldoon. I am the head of Trent University, Durham. Soon to be retired on September 1st, so moving on with my life to be with my grandchild in Louisville, Kentucky.
I've never been to Kentucky.
Have you not? Lots of horses, lots of bourbon. My daughter actually works in a museum called the Fraser International Museum, and they have a bourbon trail. So they have an exhibit that is the start of the bourbon trail, and then they have 7 or 8 distilleries that people can go and visit and sample different bourbons. So.
How long have you been the head of Trent University in Durham here?
6 years. So I started January 2013. And I've been at Trent a lot longer than that. I've been there for 33 years. So I'm a lifer, if you know what that is.
And who's the gentleman you brought with you?
I brought my new friend from Brock University. His name is Scott Henderson. He's going to be the dean and take over my portfolio starting July 1st. So he's a very exciting, dynamic, young faculty member from communications, and he's a media studies expert. Was media your thing? Social media? No. I did an undergraduate degree in biology. And then I did another degree in agriculture. And then in 1977 I came to Canada. I was an immigrant. And went to University of Guelph from 1977 to 79 and worked on soybeans in Northern Ontario. When I finished my degree, my master's, I had to go home because I was an international student. So home was Northern Ireland. So I taught high school chemistry for a year, and then I came back and married my lovely wife in March 1st, 1980.
You fell in love with a Canadian girl.
I fell in love with a Canadian girl.
We're just like... How are you working out sort of the governance between the two? It's a nice time to be transitioning in the summer especially. But tell me a little bit more about that, because that's very interesting. Not that I'm saying you've got to go. That's not my intent of the question. Get out. It's more I think it's really neat that you're doing it, but it also can present some challenges.
It's more complex than just, I think, a simple handoff. So here you go. And good luck, especially when you're from outside the institution. So I think if you're from inside the institution, I think it's a lot easier because you know the people and you know finance and you know operations and human resources and all sorts of things. It's a little more difficult. Although Scott came from a relatively large university in Brock, where all those same sort of administrative units are, it's still always a little bit different than another institution. So I think what you've started in terms of trying to get younger members in and interested in business, because a lot of our students may not have this type of job I've had where you are somewhere for 33 years. I think lots of them will be young entrepreneurs who will have to find their own work, and I think that's very, very important that the chambers cultivate that and show examples. And there are lots of great examples both in Whitby and Ajax and Pickering. There's lots of young entrepreneurs who are running a small business, 2 to 3 employees, but still need a little bit of HR and a little bit of budgeting and a little bit of other small business information. I think the chambers are now starting to do. They have lots of these connect nights.
Yes.
And I think that's very, very important for the younger generation.
So I'm Scott Henderson, and I am the incoming Dean and Head of Trent University, Durham. I began officially on July 1st, though there's been some ramp up ahead of time. I've come to a few events and in the Durham region, and I came to convocation, and we've had a few meetings, and I have this great transition period now with Joe available to sort of help me out to understand the region, the inner workings of Trent, and to sort of take my skill set and make it work for what we're doing.
Here you are in a new place. Are you living in Durham?
We're living in Durham and Whitby. Yeah.
Oh, you're living in Whitby.
He's paying taxes in Whitby.
Yeah.
Thank you. What's next? What's on the horizon? Are you going to be doing some new strategy work?
The big thing this year, of course, is the expansion.
Yes.
The 200-bed residence, 2 new floors of teaching space and office space. So along with that, I think we're expecting to grow. I think there is a demand for more higher ed in the GTA, and Durham is such a rapidly growing region, and I think a lot of students do like to stay at home or close to home as well. So I think there's room for growth in our programs. I think the residence allows us to take in, as Joe was suggesting, international students from further afield who may want to have that residence experience. Mm-hmm. But at the same time, we're going to have additional teaching space to be able to start to grow some of these programs, and hopefully with Joe in his new role, add some new programs that will continue to attract students.
We're very open to helping you create something, or to make sure that your students have access to employers here and people that can kind of get them to test their wings and get out of the nest a little and learn.
And that's fantastic.
Learn by experience.
To me, that's one of the things we can really do with the chamber, right? Is work on exactly what I like to call them experiential learning opportunities.
Yes.
Because they're not always co-op. Sometimes they can be short term. They can be embedded in a course. I'm a huge fan of ones that are project focused, where you might have a small business or a nonprofit in the community that says, look, we have a project that we need specific expertise, and students can come in and work on that project. Right. It's a win-win, right? The company gets something achieved that they're looking for, and the student has something tangible that they can show future employers that, look, I developed this marketing strategy. This website was my design. I helped them create this materials. This project or this event was organized by me, and they've got something that they can show, and that's, to me, fantastic. I'm excited by the new bill because it is going to change the dynamic, I think, and suddenly this will be a 24/7 campus to some degree, and it's going to create a kind of new dynamic in the community, and for both the students who are living here, but also the Durham-based students who suddenly it's not 5 o'clock, time to go home. It's no, I can hang around campus, and there's more events going on, and I can socialize with my peers, and I think it's going to create a nice, beautiful vibrancy.
Yes, agreed. Eventually, this will have to all be changed up too, one thing at a time.
Yeah,
let's put a second story, maybe.
Yeah, well,
a couple stories.
Food services will come in here at some point.
Right.
And, once you have a residence, you're going to have to change what's going on.
And this is that not a flat roof? Let's go.
We're not
couple
sure
floors on top.
Signed for another floor.
It'll be fine.
What the heck?
Your office is up there,
Scott.
You won't be here to say, dumbass. Thank
Natalie,
you
your
so
office
much.
is up there too.
Oh, sure, I'll move right in.
Yeah.
It was really great getting to know you.
Yeah.
You'll be missed.
Thank you.
You'll be missed, and I'm glad the two of you are doing what you're doing. It's a really neat example of a kind of transformative way of managing transition, both for the school but the staff. I think it's really neat.
Yeah, there's
really
not that
neat.
sudden jarring change.
Who is this guy?
Yeah, no, it's been great.
Great.
Wonderful. Thank you very much, Natalie.
I was the old and it was the new.
Wow.
Oh, okay.
Now you're the new.
No,
How long does that last? Should I be calling you
6
new
months.
guy?
Is it 6 months?
Is that what it is?
Okay.
I get the grace
but
of,
not this period. Like, this period doesn't count.
Well, this period I can blame Joe for any mistake I make.
That's true.
Right?
Well,
Joe told me.
Joe told me. So you should use that after he's gone.
Yeah. Okay. Excellent.
I'll say I heard he told you that.
Yeah.
There you go.
Thanks for backing me up.
It's very nice to meet you.
Thank
you. Bye.